Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and welcome to the camper again today. Uh, we're here for the weekend, so I am outside. You'll hear noises, people might stop by, we might get interrupted. um, but I thought, you know, um, I don't, I haven't had a lot of crochet time, not as much as like I usually have always had. Um, I'm working at a few part-time jobs, and so it's cut into my crochet time. I finished my Hobie project, and that video went up yesterday, Friday. Today is Saturday, and I don't know if this video will go up today or tomorrow. But I do crochet at the camper when we're here. But I just haven't had a lot of finished objects, so I like to have content on my channel, crochet content on my channel when I make a video. So I thought maybe I would try a new thing and do crochet at the camper. And we can chat while I crochet. So in the afternoons or early mornings, it's 1 o'clock now. Um, I don't think we're getting together for cards. Nobody mentioned it. So I thought I would just sit out here and do some crochet catch up. And maybe I would do a little video while I'm crocheting. And maybe this could be a little segment during the summer or during camper season where I can sit outside and crochet and talk to you guys at the same time. I don't know how well this will work. I never have done this where I've crocheted and chatted at the same time. I mean, on video. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't work out so well, and maybe it will. So we'll just see what happens. I am currently I'm working on my hashtag vacation, a yarn vacation AU. This is the uh, beginning of June's segment. We went to India, which was wonderful, and I chose peacock as their I guess national animal is the peacock. And so I had this yarn that is Red Heart Super Saver in the color Wildflower. I had two partial skeins, so I'm hoping that it's enough to do I think I do 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do 10 rows. So I hope I have enough to do 10 rows. Uh, I think I should have plenty for that, or at least enough anyway. Um, so that is my yarn catch up, or I'm catching up on that. Then the final is um, Japan, and that's our final destination. And so I have that color also picked out. I don't know if I will, by the time I get done with this, I don't know if I will get into the Japan color that I picked out yet. Um, I don't know if I'll sit and just continue to do that, or if I'll pick up something else to work on, because I do have other things here with me. One of them being, well, I'll show you the color I'm doing for it. Uh, so in Japan, I guess cherry blossoms are a big thing, and they're pink. So I watched um, Judy's video, Judy from Witch Piece Craft, who is the brain behind hashtag Yarn Vacation AU, where we were twice a month going to different places, and you could research or you could just follow her research, which sadly I was lazy and that's what I've done every time. um, and anyway, I do love the cherry festivals. Well, the cherry blossom. I've always wanted for several years. I've wanted to go to DC, where they do big cherry blossom festivals in the spring, early spring. And we did have a vacation planned to go, and we were going to get to catch the end of the cherry blossom festivals there one year. And then COVID hit, and you weren't allowed to travel. We were stuck in our homes. Everybody knows what happened then. But that was the year, and right at that time, we were like going to go on vacation the next week after lockdown started. Like our vacation was supposed to be like the next week or something. So that got canceled. So I've never been to a cherry blossom festival, but I do love cherry blossoms and uh, the cherry trees when they're in blossom. So I thought, oh, that's a perfect Japanese color for me. And, so I picked out that pink because it's a one skein wonder that I have. I have only one skein of this color of watermelon from Big Twist. Uh, I know I'll have scrap yarn left, but that's okay uh, because I do like having scrap yarns for making small amigurumis and things like that. So that's what I'm working on. I'm sure you have all heard by now that my good, but let me talk about first of all what I'm wearing. My Dormeyer Door shirt from my good friend Nancy. She's Got Yarn too. Her and Tim own this company. Um, if you're in Florida and you need doors, check out Dormeyer Doors. I've been to the factory. It's really cool. Uh, and the people are very friendly and very family oriented. And their son Tyler is pretty much running the place while they're semi-retired. Well, Nancy's fully retired. Tim is semi-retired. Her husband and Tyler, their son, is kind of taking over so they can do retirement things. And I'm sure you have seen and heard on YouTube by now that Nancy and Tim were on vacation, and she ran into some medical trouble. I did speak with her last night on the phone, and she did go into Zoom because she is part of the Zoom Sisters, and she's doing very, very well. So that's her story to tell as far as I'm concerned, but I will let you know that as of speaking with her last night, she was doing very good, and they were going to keep her 2 days. So she wasn't sure if yesterday counted as a day and she would be going home tonight or tomorrow being released, and I haven't talked to her today, so I don't know what the updated anything is. But again, her story to tell. But we are all praying for her, and so keep her in your prayers, please. Nancy, my dear, get better because I want to come visit soon. Soon. I don't know how soon though. 2, 3. Oh, and by the way, this is a stitch pattern by Bag O' Day. I will have it linked that I'm making this. I can't remember what she calls it. But it's really an easy pattern to do. I can talk and crochet this at the same time. So I gotta take these rings off. They always get in the way. But the crochet pattern will be linked in the description box below. And so will Judy from Witch Piece Crafts. If you don't know Judy, I will have her linked in the description box below too. She is just wonderful. She's in Australia. She comes up with some really great ideas for crochet alongs, and she makes beautiful things, and she travels and shows her talks about her travel experiences, and with this Yarn Vacation AU, she's had some pretty cool places that she's traveled to. She's talked about over the last 12 videos of Yarn Vacation AU. If you want to participate, you can always go back and watch and do on your own, but this is our last stop, is Japan, or was our last stop, and then you go home. Now what I am making is a blanket. This is what it's looking like so far, and it's definitely not big enough. And I can't remember where we went on all the places, so don't ask me. I didn't write it down. I just know that I think this was someplace in the jungles of South America. I don't remember what this was, but I totally love the look of that, which I mixed 2 yarns together, held 2 together. I don't remember what the blue was from, and this is South Dakota, where we went to go see Madonna. I mean, there's other things to see in South Dakota. I went to see Madonna and drink some Bud Light. And now this is India. which would be a really cool place to actually visit, I think. Um, and I would like to say that normally I would have spent more time trying to research things, but I just did what Judy, I just followed Judy's research. I was lazy about it. And I am making this into a blanket to give as a donation to Boggy Creek Camp, which is a camp in Florida that caters to children with chronic illnesses. Um, they're not necessarily they're chronic. They're just and they're illnesses that other organizations don't cater to. So they're like orphaned illnesses. Um, if your illness is covered under like Make a Wish or whatever, then this camp isn't for you. They do the ones that nobody else does, and they have a complete medical staff on site. This camp is in Florida. They have a sister camp here in Ohio, which I have wanted to investigate. I don't think the Ohio camp is open in the winter. I think they're just open in the summer. Oop, and a pause. Okay, sorry about that. So anyway, Boggy Creek is, as I was saying, the camp for the chronically ill children, and they go there free of charge. Nancy, actually her mom, got us involved in that. And we started last year a campaign to crochet blankets for Boggy Creek and donate them, because every child that goes gets sent home with a crocheted, handmade, knitted or crocheted blanket. And the blankets have to be 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. And then they decorate the kids' beds with them. When they come in, there's a blanket on the bottom, a crocheted blanket on the bottom of their bed, and they get to take that home with them. It's a really awesome place. Nancy has videos on her channel of our time that we went there and toured, and we donated as a community with the help of Billy, the Crafty Floridian, and Nancy and I. We promoted and donated 300, I think 60 blankets last year. I think we started in October asking for them, or maybe August, I can't remember. But anyway, we're going to do that again this year. And so if you want to make blankets in advance, that'd be awesome. And if you just hold on to them until Nancy starts asking for them. And she does a video with Billy on Billy's channel. This is what we did last year anyway. We did a live broadcast from Billy's channel once a week and showed all the blankets that came in as we started collecting them. But I am making mine in advance. So the first half of vacation, hashtag Yarn Vacations AU, I finished a blanket for Boggy Creek for my yarn vacations, and this is the second blanket from that, or for that cause. That's the purpose of participating with Nancy, with Judy, and then making a blanket for Boggy Creek. That's what's happening here. And if it's not long enough, the 40 to 50 inches in length, by the time I finish, what am I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I'm halfway through the peacock from India, and then this for cherry blossoms. When I'm done, if it's not in the right length, then I'm going to add colors back from my hometown again, because I do have to fly home, jump on my broomstick and come back. So if I have to add yarn, more rows to get it into the 40 to 50 inch length, I'm going to do Ohio State Buckeye colors, because on the first one I did Cleveland Brown's colors, which are brown, orange, and white, and So I think I'll do Ohio State Buckeyes, or maybe Cleveland Guardians, which is the Cleveland Browns is the Cleveland's football team. The Guardians are our baseball team. Or maybe I could do the Cleveland Cavaliers. I will do one of the sports teams, though. The Guardians are red, white, and blue. The uh, Cavaliers are gold and maroon. So maybe I'll do the gold and maroon, because I've not ever done, and that's Cleveland, where, well, the red, white, and blue too. So I don't know. Anyway, if that's the case, or maybe I'll just add purple because that's my favorite color. I have choices. So that's what's happening with what I'm making. Can you hear those birds arguing in the background? What birds are those, babe? Can you see them?
I can't see them, huh?
They're in the trees. There's trees on the opposite side of our campsite. There's like a wooded area.
I think it's this little dude here is coming and getting food and feeding them.
Oh, so maybe it's the babies of that. I don't know what that bird is.
Yeah, I think it's a...
Roy has bird feeders set up at the edge of our campsite. And then there's the trees. Here, let me turn you around real quick. So back here, all along this, even going more where you can't see this in this other direction over here, all along there's bird feeders. And then you see the woods back here. So the birds are in those trees. And the mama bird is coming to his bird feeder. Let me turn you a little bit. I don't want to shake you too much. The mama is coming to the bird feeder over here, and then flying into the trees up there. And that's what all the chatter is about. I think her babies are saying, "Hey, Mom, bring it to me." It looks like maybe she's some kind of wren or something. I'm sorry you don't get a better view of the birds. It's too far away from my camera's eye. So, let me turn you back around. Let's refocus. All right. So, in addition, I finished my hobby project, as I said, and that video went up, and that was taking a great deal of my time, my crochet time, because thin yarn takes a long time to make stuff with, as we all know. Well, we're leaving here, this campground, our campground, on Sunday, and going to a group camp where we rented some cabins with family members in Allegheny State Park in New York, and we're going there on Monday. And it's going to be a lot of extended family, and there's going to be some kids there. I don't know how many. My one nephew has 5 or 6 of them, so there's throughout the week going to be a lot of kids coming and going, I think, or at least several kids coming and going. My one cousin's young grandkids are going to be there. My grandkids are going to be there on and off throughout the week. And so I decided, after that hobby project, which was, a long time to finish, I needed some instant gratification. So I thought, I want to make some small amigurumis real quick and see if I can't get a few made up before this camping trip, and I'll maybe get some easy ones that I could crochet in the car on the ride, and quick ones to make. So I started the other day, and let me see, I got this written down. I went to a channel, I went on YouTube, and there's a channel called, her name is Artesia, I think, Natalie, and she has like keychain size amigurumis that she's made, and she has tutorials. They're no sew, so I thought, I'm going to try that, but I'm going to use I have some I had some leftover Hobie Honey Bunny Shine, and so it's that chenille type yarn, and I have some just chenille from Dollar Tree, and I have a few skeins of Premier chenille yarn. And you see on TikTok all the time, they're making all the stuffed animals out of those. So out of that chenille type yarn. So I thought, well, I'm gonna use the chenille yarn because I don't want teeny weeny ones like keychain size. I want bigger, but I want easy, quick, no sew. So bigger yarn, bigger Amy. So this is the first one I did. It's a baby seal, and I did it in the Hobie Shine, Honey Bunny Shine. Isn't it adorable? I totally love this one. It's my favorite one. I've only made 4 so far. But I did this little guy. And I finished up the purple that I had up from the Hobie yarn with this little bunny. And these are both from Artesia Natal, I think is her name. And I will link her channel and these 2 videos below. It's got a little bobble for a tail. Real cute. And I don't know the size of the eyes. I just have containers of eyes and they don't have sizes. So I don't know. I just picked what I thought looked good. And that's what I did. And then there's the frog going around. The leggy froggy. This one is called the Beanbag Pocket Frog by Rhonda Butler. She has a few. And this is a no-sew. These are all no-sew. This one you did make the ears separately, but you crocheted them in as you go. And everything else, like these are just bobbles for the arms and the tail. Rhonda does this great job. You make the legs and the arms as you're making the body. And this is the first one I did. I am terrible at faces, I have to admit it. But this is the first one I did, and this is with Just Yarn, Just Chenille from Dollar Tree. It is a much thinner yarn. They call it a 6, but it is way thinner than the Hobie yarn. But it's great for these little Ammies. But I was doing this and I kept being interrupted. So I quit counting the rows. I just did down some and made the arms, and then did down more and made the legs. But I followed her tutorial. I just didn't count the rows down. I just decided when it was time, it was time. So I did a second one, and this one I followed the pattern more closely. So it is much smaller. I used a 6mm hook with the Hobie yarn. And that's perfect, and that's what it calls for. This one said a 6mm hook as well, but I used a 5 because I didn't think the 6 was going to make it, I thought it would be too, the yarn is thinner, and I thought it would be wrong. So anyway, these are my leggy froggies. Beanbag pocket frog is what Rhonda calls these. So I have those 4 made. Then I have this book, Dumpling Pups, that was gifted to me. And there's, I don't know how many in here. This is by Sarah Sloyer. And there's a lot, they're all small. Every one of them in here is small. And there's several that are one color. So I thought I might try those. But I really doubt any of them are no-sew. So I don't know. I don't know. But I want to give at least one or 2 of them a shot. And see how hard they are. Or easy, but like they show you pinning the pieces together, so with a straight pin. So I don't think they're no-sew, which I don't know that I want to deal with no-sew. I mean with sewing. So we'll see. But it's my book and I want to give it a shot. And then I also have this other book. I looked through all my Amy books. Except for the one that I made the Terry Bear out of. I didn't look through that one. I mean, all the animals are big, but I have this Dinosaurs and Mammoths. This is by, and Prehistoric Amy by Meteor Books. And it includes all the instructions and all the stitches, and I'm sure you guys have seen this on YouTube already. This book came from I believe this was gifted to me, but I think you can get it on Amazon. But if you will see some of these, two of these creatures, so this little girl, and she's got a toy, and this pterodactyl also has a toy. So if you, oh here, this is a good picture. So the pterodactyl right there has that little guy as a toy. So I might want to try to do those as well, but I'll do them in one color. I don't think I'm going to change color, but I want to try to, I have that Chanel yarn that I just want to use up for Amy's, use it up with Amy's. It's not a yarn that I would make a wearable out of, but it's great for amigurumis. So I want to try to do that, but I also have here at the camper with me scraps of 4-weight acrylic. So if the Amy's out of the book don't work well with the, I don't have a lot of 4-weight acrylic here, but I do have scraps, and they're Amy's, so I don't care what colors they're in. But if they don't work well out of the Chanel yarn, then I think I will give them a shot with whatever scraps I have here of acrylic, just to see how it goes, and see how quickly I can get them done. But I thought I need to get working on this blanket, because it needs to be done by the end of the month for hashtag Yarn Vacation AU, and I hadn't started on it. I mean, the India and the Japan colors need to be in by the end of the month for Judy's Crochet Along. If I have to add more length to it, because of like going home or whatever, you know, putting my own colors in there at the end, that doesn't have to be done by the end of the month, but the rest of it does. So I wanted to work on that for a little bit. I still have my luck of the draw to finish. I have not done week 19 or 20, but yay to Nan, who picked the color numbers that I needed, 7 and 8. Those were the two colors not in my crochet bag that I'm making a tote, and so I'm very excited that she did pick those colors. Thank you so much, Nan. I hope she's feeling up to being able to do a luck of the draw 8. I don't know if she is. I really do enjoy doing luck of the draw. I don't have a pattern picked out yet for the next one. I'm sure there'll be a next one at some point in time. But Nan's been having some health issues, and so that being said, I don't know when the next luck of the draw will be. But hopefully it won't be too long, and then I have to figure out what to make. So let's see. I don't think I have any other yarn content to talk about, because that's all that I'm up to and about, and we're up to about a half an hour now. So I think I will say goodbye to you. My husband came back from his little stunt. He was up visiting, and now the neighbor's going to cut the grass, so it's going to get loud. So I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for crocheting with me here at the camper. We're going to call this Camper Crochet podcast number 1. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.